not sure why, but ever since I was little, I would get an overwhelming sadness during the new year, and for the entirety of January. I know that a new year does not equal an entire shift in the universe, but it can feel that way.
Happy New Year!
We categorize our life in year spans, so why wouldn't I be scared for the new year? I'm starting a new era of my life all over again. This time around, I want to kiss the year goodnight. For most of my life, I chased it down, hysterically waving goodbye like departing from someone on a train at a station. I wish to blend my 2023 self with the new year, rather than feel the urgency to create a new version of myself. Hey guys, it is beginning of 2024 and I have been doing fine with it. I feel like every end of 2023 I'm on this Christmas high spirit high, and then first day of 2024, I'm just living through genuine melancholia, and it is overwhelming. Okay, I got these nail polishes for Christmas from my boyfriend's family. They're plant-based, and I'm going to try them today. I really hope they work, because I used to be obsessed with having my nails painted for so long, and then last year during May my eyelids broke out from eczema. It just flared up. I found out that it was because I was using nail polish so much. So I tried one a couple months ago and it just was starting to flare up again. I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely need to get something different. I hope that these vegan plant-based ones don't do that, but I'm scared. And I'm gonna try this. I have this pink one and then this lavender one. I'm gonna do the lavender one first. I just wanna try this one. We're just gonna have a little chat about 2023 and 2024 and how I feel about that while I paint my nails for the first time. Okay. This nail polish is super thin and sheer, which I think it's due to the fact that it's plant-based, but I really love just a nice jelly look. So I feel 2023 I didn't really grow much as a person. I don't feel like I learned new things about myself or worked on the things that I don't like about myself, but that's mostly due to the fact that I have been ignoring the things that I don't like about myself. And I'm not talking about physical attributions, because I'm trying not to focus on a lot. I feel like that's very what's the word? I lost the word for it. Not cliche, but I forgot the word is. It's just I don't want to focus on physical resolutions, but rather my inner self, my way of thinking, the way I view things and people, and how I am as an entire person. If I'm being completely honest, I don't really like my inner self. I'm not saying that in a sad, melancholic way, oh my gosh, I hate how I am, but I don't hate myself, my inner self. I just think that the way that my mind works could be a little bit more proactive than it is. I remember in high school, I had two friends, and they would tell me that I was such a negative person, and they hated the way I thought, and they were more kind of saying it in a way of we don't want to be around you because you're so negative. And that really like struck a chord with me. I can't imagine being around someone that's so negative all the time, and it can, like, thinking about them and having to be around me is a little stressful. Because if I was like them and I had to be around me in such negativity all the time, it would not be fun. But at the same time, when they were at the point of like time that they mentioned this to me, I was not doing very good mentally. I was very, very sad. I don't want to throw around the word depressed, but I was depressed. And so I kind of shut down emotionally and wasn't like very willing to share my thoughts after that anymore. And I kind of started being this like fake positive person around them, and they did take notice and were like, you've been so much like more positive lately and like smiling, which in my head was translating to you've been more bearable lately. But I feel like now I do tend to like not share my negative thoughts with people anymore, which I think is kind of a good lesson. I feel like I used to try and be like, let's take off the stigma of like not mentioning mental health, but it was kind of bad because I was like trauma dumping, and that is also not a good thing to be doing. So I learned to be very aware and like considerate of what I share with others. I only share things when I truly want to, and when it's like a consensus that you are allowed to share. I also think I didn't have any other outlets to share my thoughts, and so I kind of decided to publicize them to my friends, and I had no issue doing that because I just wanted someone to hear me out. And then I discovered journaling, and I love to journal so much. It is literally the one like place where I feel safest. If someone read my journal, I will die. Like, I would literally die and go crazy. And I can't believe I used to share everything I like write in my journal now, like so freely. But anyway, I don't remember how we got into this topic. I think I was talking about how I don't really like my inner self. I think that I could be a better person. I don't really like the way I think sometimes. For instance, I tend to compare myself a lot, especially with people who I like friends and stuff, and like people I admire, but it gets translated into jealousy, and then I start to resent them, and it's obviously not their fault, and that makes me feel like that doesn't make me feel that makes me a bad friend. And so I wish I was just more gentle with myself, and I wish I had worked on that this past year. And I know that the way I think and how I am with like jealousy stuff is bad, but I don't know why. It kind of just gives me like a high. Like, being jealous and being hateful is a high. And I know I'm not like publicly hateful. I'm not telling people like I hate this about you, or like critiquing them, but like me, like to myself, like allowing myself to be hateful within like my own head is like a high, and it like is like powerful. Now I get why mean girls are mean sometimes, like they get power. I'm not being around like going around being a mean girl, by the way. But like I'm just like in my own head, my own like inner dialogue, I'm like critiquing them, like, girl, like stop, like I should not be doing that. So that's kind of what I want to like stray away from, is comparing myself to other people, because it drives me into insane jealousy, and therefore I become a bad person because I'm thinking things that are not true. I'm just jealous and not secure within myself. And now I'm going to talk about like physical things that I want to change. Not like physical, like myself, like my physical attributions again. It's just more like environmental. For one, I'm probably going to be moving away from home this year. And that is a little scary, but I'm also super excited. I feel like I'm not progressing being at home. And so I am so crazy for moving right now. Like it's all I can think about. I feel like I'm back to my senior year of high school. For those who don't know, which is probably no one watching, I did attend like college in 2021. I graduated high school in 2021. Then I moved into college 2021. I moved away from home, like literally was in a dorm. And I didn't really like the school. I didn't like the vibe. I feel like I kind of rushed into moving out. And I was so excited to get away from home, and then I got away from home and I didn't like it. To quote Olivia Rodrigo, I got the things I wanted, but it was not what I imagined. And most of all, I felt really bad that my parents were paying so much money for me to be having such a horrible time and not knowing what I was doing with my life, that I decided to move back home. I dropped out of my college, and I was originally going to take a semester off and figure things out and then go back to school. And then my therapist was like, don't take a semester off, like you're going to go crazy. I was like, fine. I did it, and I thank her, literally thank her every day for that. And I don't see her, I don't even talk to her anymore, but I'm so thankful for her. I enrolled in school super last minute to my community college, which is completely free, by the way, and I changed my major to film, which is crazy because I was doing business, and I know it's risky and it's probably going to give me a lot of mental breakdowns in the future, but I'm doing things I like, and I'm planning to minor in like something business related still, which is exciting, so I still like fulfill my business necessities. I don't know, I'm really into business for some reason, and I love learning about it, so I'm happy that I still get to do two things I like. I met my boyfriend my first semester of college in my film class, who is literally the sweetest soul ever. I feel like I cheated the system. I feel like everyone like has a really bad first boyfriend, and I just like literally having such a good time with him. He's so sweet, and I think that if I had taken that semester off, I would be doing a lot worse mentally than I am now. I'm not doing bad mentally now, but I mean, I still have my occasional mental breakdown. That's really normal. But anyway, I feel like I'm actually ready to move out now mentally. I have taken notice that being home does not do much brain stimulation for me. I'm just constantly in the same cycle of not doing much, and I think a change of environment would be great. I'm a very nostalgic person that it eats me up all the time. I'm also very anxious. Like I constantly think about death, my parents' death, and I will start crying as if they've literally have died already, and it's something I need to stop worrying about. Like, I just need to be in the moment, appreciate that everyone I love is here and alive and well, and stop thinking about their inevitable death. I lost the word. Every time I want to talk on camera, I lose words. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys in a different video where I hopefully have much more to say in a much more organized manner. I hope that this year is filled with a lot more creative fulfillment on here. Yeah. Happy New Year!